She told me another man made her feel alive. I let her go, took the house, killed the honeymoon, deleted my past, and watched her new beginning end in a clinic. Hey Reddit, I need to tell you something. David makes me feel alive in ways you haven't in years. My wife spoke those words across our kitchen table on a Tuesday morning. Coffee still steaming between us. Toast getting cold on my plate. The sunlight coming through the window made everything look too bright, too cheerful for what was happening. I'm 33. Been married to Jessica for 7 years. We just finished paying off the furniture in our living room. We had a trip to Bali booked for our anniversary in 6 weeks. Everything looked fine from the outside. I set down my mug carefully. Didn't trust my hands not to shake. David, I repeated. Your coworker David. Yes. She wouldn't meet my eyes. We've been talking. A lot. He listens to me. Really listens. The funny thing about moments like this is how ordinary they feel. The refrigerator hummed. A car drove past outside. My brain kept trying to process normal information while my world tilted sideways. How long? 3 months. She twisted her wedding ring. Still wearing it. That felt like a sick joke. Nothing physical. I swear. But the connection we have. Stop. I stood up. Chair scraped against tile. I don't want to hear about your connection with another man. She looked up then. Had tears in her eyes like she was the victim here. I knew you'd react like this. This is exactly why I couldn't talk to you. You never want to hear difficult things. I laughed. Actually laughed. Dark and bitter and nothing like my normal laugh. Difficult things? Jessica, you just told me another man makes you feel alive. That's not a difficult conversation. That's a confession. See? You're already shutting down. She stood too, arms crossed. Defensive. I came to you because I want to fix this. I want us to work on our marriage. But I need you to understand where I'm at emotionally. Where she was at emotionally. While she was having an emotional affair with David from accounting. I walked to the window. Stared out at our front yard. We'd planted those roses together 2 springs ago. Fought about the color. She wanted pink. I wanted red. We compromised on coral. They were blooming now. What do you want from me? I asked. I want you to fight for us. Show me you care. I feel like I'm just here. Like furniture you're comfortable with, but don't really see anymore. I turned around. I work 50 hours a week. I come home. I cook 3 nights a week. I do the yard work. I handle the cars. I plan our dates. What exactly am I not doing? It's not about doing. Her voice went soft. Pleading. It's about feeling. When's the last time we stayed up all night talking? When's the last time you looked at me like you couldn't believe I was yours? When's the last time you weren't texting David? Direct hit. Her face went red. That's not fair. None of this is fair, Jess. You're telling me I'm not enough while you're building a relationship with someone else. You didn't even give me a chance to fix things before you went looking elsewhere. She sat back down, put her face in her hands, shoulders shaking. I felt nothing. That's what scared me most. I should have been angry or hurt or desperate. Instead, I felt like I was watching this happen to someone else. I don't know what to do, she whispered. I do. The words came out calm, clear. You need to decide. Right now? Him or me? Your marriage or your feelings for David? She looked up. I can't just cut him off. We work together. We're on the same project. Then you already decided. I left the kitchen, went upstairs, grabbed my gym bag, and threw in enough clothes for a few days. She followed me, talking the whole time, saying I was overreacting, that she just needed space to think, that this wasn't what she wanted. But it was exactly what she wanted. She wanted me to beg, to prove my love through desperation, to compete with David for her attention. I'd watched my dad do that dance with my mom for 15 years before their divorce. Watched him shrink himself, trying to win back someone who'd already left emotionally. Watched him break. I wasn't going to be him. I'm staying at Chris's place, I told her at the front door. You've got the house. Take your time. Think about what you want. But I'm not going to sit here and watch you text him while pretending we're working on things. So that's it. You're just leaving. You left first, Jess. You just didn't move out yet. I drove to my best friend's apartment. Chris opened the door, took one look at my face, and grabbed his keys. Bar or gym, he asked. Gym. We spent 2 hours there. I didn't tell him what happened until after, sitting in his car in the parking lot. He listened without interrupting. That's why we've been friends since college. What are you going to do? He asked finally. No idea. Part of me wants to fight for it. We built a life together. 7 years. That should mean something. It does mean something. But you can't be the only one fighting. I knew he was right. But knowing something and accepting it are different things. I stayed at Chris's for 3 days. Jessica texted constantly, first apologizing, then defensive, then angry that I was abandoning her during a crisis. A crisis she created, but I didn't point that out. On day 4, she called. I think we should try counseling, she said. No hello. I found someone who can see us next week. Did you stop talking to David? Silence. Jess. I told him we needed space. But I can't completely cut contact. It's not realistic with work. I closed my eyes, leaned back against Chris's couch. Then no counseling. I'm not going to sit in a room and talk about my feelings while you're still emotionally involved with him. You're being impossible. Her voice went shrill. I'm trying here. I'm really trying. But you're making this all or nothing. It is all or nothing. That's what marriage is supposed to be. She hung up on me. 2 days later, I got a text. Fine. I told David we can't talk anymore outside of work necessities. Are you happy now? I wasn't happy, but it was a start. We started counseling the following Tuesday. Dr. Patricia Chun, a woman in her 50s with kind eyes and a no bullshit attitude. I liked her immediately. The first session was mostly intake. Our history, what brought us in, what we wanted from therapy. Jessica cried through most of it, painted herself as someone who'd felt neglected and sought emotional connection elsewhere. Painted me as someone who'd checked out of the marriage. Dr. Chun listened, took notes, didn't show judgment either way. At the end, she asked Jessica directly, have you completely ended the relationship with David? Yes. I told him we're done. No contact outside of necessary work communication? Right. And how do you feel about that? Jessica hesitated. Sad. But I know it's necessary if I want to save my marriage. Dr. Chun turned to me. And you? How do you feel hearing that your wife is sad about ending her relationship with another man? I appreciated the directness. Like I'm competing for a prize that should have already been mine. Like even if we fix this, I'll always wonder if I'm enough. That's honest. Dr. Chun set down her pen. Here's what I'm going to tell you both. Emotional affairs are real affairs. They involve betrayal, secrecy, and the redirection of emotional energy away from the marriage. Jessica, you violated your husband's trust. That's not about him being controlling or possessive. That's about you making a choice that damaged your partnership. Jessica's face went tight, but she nodded. And you? Dr. Chun looked at me. You're hurt. Rightfully so. But if you're going to do this, really try to rebuild, you have to actually be present. Not just physically, emotionally. Can you do that? Could I? I thought about our wedding day. Jessica in her dress, laughing as we tried to cut the cake without making a mess. I thought about the miscarriage she had 2 years ago, how we held each other and cried. I thought about lazy Sunday mornings and road trips and inside jokes. I can try, I said. We did try. For 6 weeks, we went to counseling every Tuesday. We did the homework Dr. Chun assigned. Communication exercises. Date nights without phones. Talking about our needs and expectations. Some sessions were good. We laughed. Remembered why we fell in love. Talked about our dreams and fears. Other sessions were brutal. Jessica admitted she'd been unhappy for over a year. Said she felt invisible. Said I treated her like a roommate more than a wife. I admitted I'd gotten complacent. Stopped trying. Assumed she'd always be there. We were making progress. Real progress. Then I found the texts. I wasn't snooping. Her phone was on the bathroom counter while she showered. It buzzed. I glanced at it automatically. David, I miss you. This is killing me. My stomach dropped. I picked up the phone. Opened it. Fingerprint unlock. She'd never changed it from when we used to unlock each other's phones freely. Weeks of messages. Hundreds. Starting 3 days after she ended things. I miss you too. This is so hard. I dream about you. I wish things were different. He's trying, but it doesn't feel the same. You understand me in ways he never has. Maybe in another life. I sat down on the toilet lid. The shower was still running. Jessica was singing softly, some pop song from the radio. She had no idea I knew. I could have confronted her then. Thrown open the shower curtain and demanded answers. But I didn't. I took screenshots. Sent them to my email. Put the phone back where it was. When she came out, wrapped in a towel, I was brushing my teeth like nothing happened. Dinner in 20? She asked. Sure. We ate pasta. Talked about her day at work. She didn't mention David. Didn't mention that she'd been lying to me and our therapist for 6 weeks. I smiled and nodded and felt something die inside me. That night, after she fell asleep, I got up. Went to the spare room we used as an office. Pulled up those screenshots. Read them all again. Looking for something that would make this okay. Some context that would explain. There wasn't any. She'd been lying. Consistently. Deliberately. While I sat in therapy and opened up and tried to fix us. I thought about my options. Confront her. Give her another chance. Try to work through this new betrayal. Or accept that some things can't be fixed. I spent 3 hours researching divorce lawyers. Found one with good reviews. Sent an email inquiry. Went back to bed. Jessica rolled over, mumbled something in her sleep, and curled against me. I stared at the ceiling until dawn. The next morning, I told her I knew. Showed her the screenshots on my phone. Watched her face go from confused to horrified to defensive. You went through my phone? That's a violation of my privacy. Your privacy? Jessica, you've been lying to me for 6 weeks. Lying to our therapist. Telling me you ended things while you've been texting him every single day. It's not what it looks like. It's exactly what it looks like. You made a choice. You chose him. You just wanted to keep me around as backup. She started crying. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted. You knew. You just wanted both. Please. She grabbed my arm. Please, let's talk about this. I'll stop. Really stop this time. I'll block him. I'll request a transfer at work, whatever you need. I don't need anything from you anymore. I pulled away. I'm done. You can't just give up. We've been working so hard. You haven't been working. You've been performing. There's a difference. I called the lawyer that afternoon. Had a consultation the next day. Filed for divorce by the end of the week. Jessica went through stages. Disbelief. Anger. Bargaining. She begged. Promised. Swore she'd change. Threatened to fight me on everything. But we lived in a no-fault state. And we didn't have kids. The house was in both our names, but I'd put down the entire down payment from an inheritance. I had documentation. My lawyer was good. Really good. We settled out of court. I got the house. Split the savings 50-50. She got her car and personal belongings. The Bali trip was non-refundable. I canceled both tickets. Lost $3,000. Worth it. Jessica moved in with her sister. Signed the papers without any more drama. I think she was in shock at how quickly I moved. How final I made everything. Dr. Chen called me. Said she'd heard from Jessica that we'd separated. I'm sorry it didn't work out, she said. For what it's worth, I think you made the right call. She wasn't being honest. Not with me, not with you, and most importantly, not with herself. Thanks. That helps. Take care of yourself. And don't rush into anything new. Give yourself time to heal. Good advice. I spent 3 months just existing. Work, gym, home. Avoided social media. Avoided mutual friends who wanted to gossip. Avoided questions. Chris checked on me regularly. Dragged me out when I got too hermit-like. Never said, I told you so, even though he could have. The divorce was final by Christmas. 7 years reduced to paperwork and signatures. I thought I'd feel something. Relief. Sadness. Anger. Mostly I felt tired. January came. New year. Fresh start. All that bullshit people say. I was at the grocery store, buying the same boring meals I'd been eating for months, when I ran into David. He was in the frozen food aisle. Looked thinner than I remembered. Tired. He saw me. Froze. Started to turn his cart around. David, I called out. He stopped. Turned back slowly. Yeah. I walked over. Kept my voice level. How's Jessica? He blinked. You're asking me? You won. Figured you'd know. His face did something complicated. I didn't win anything, man. It's not what either of us thought it would be. Meaning, he looked around. We were alone in the aisle. Meaning the fantasy was better than the reality. Meaning she talks about you constantly. Compares everything I do to what you used to do. Meaning I'm realizing I helped break up a marriage for someone who isn't actually over her ex-husband. I should have felt satisfaction. Vindication. Instead, I just felt empty. That's rough, I said. And meant it. Look, I know I'm the asshole here. I knew she was married. I should have backed off. I thought we had something real. Maybe you did. Doesn't make it right. No, it doesn't. He gripped his card handle. For what it's worth, she loved you. Probably still does. She just got caught up in something exciting and new and forgot what she had. Yeah, well, I shrugged. Too late now. I started to walk away. Hey, David called. I looked back. I'm sorry. Genuinely. I didn't want to be this person. Neither did she, I said. But we all are who we choose to be. I left him there. Went home. Put away groceries. Sat on my couch in my quiet house. Thought about Jessica. Wondered if she was happy. If David made her feel alive the way she needed. Decided it didn't matter anymore. February brought unexpected news. Chris called, voice weird. You need to see something. I'm sending you a link. A Facebook post. From Jessica's sister. A GoFundMe. Help Jessica with medical expenses. My stomach tightened. I read the description. Jessica had been hospitalized. Complications from what they vaguely described as a medical procedure. Needed surgery. No insurance because she'd left her job. David wasn't mentioned anywhere. I stared at the post. Comments full of concerned friends and family. Donations trickling in. The target was $15,000. They'd raised $800. I closed the browser. Chris called back. Did you see it? Yeah. You okay? I don't know what I am. You don't owe her anything. You know that, right? I know. But knowing and feeling are different things. I spent 2 days thinking about it. That's all. 2 days of my ex-wife potentially drowning in medical debt while I sat in the house I'd won in our divorce. On day 3, I made an anonymous donation. $5,000. Enough to make a real dent. Left no name. No message. Just money. Chris found out somehow. Maybe tracked my bank account movements. I don't know. You're an idiot, he said. Probably. She cheated on you. Lied to you. Made you the villain in her story. I know. Then why? I thought about it. Tried to put words to something I barely understood myself. Because being bitter doesn't help anyone. Because she's still a person who's suffering. Because I don't want to be the guy who watches his ex-wife drown and does nothing just because she hurt me. That's very mature of you. Or very stupid. Little of both, probably. I never told Jessica it was me. Never checked to see if the fundraiser reached its goal. Just sent the money and moved on. March came. Then April. I started dating again. Nothing serious. Coffee dates. Dinners. One woman, Rachel, I saw for 3 weeks before we mutually agreed we weren't clicking. Life moved forward. Slow. Sometimes painful. But forward. Then, in May, I got a message on Facebook. From Jessica. Can we talk? Please. I know I don't deserve it. But I need to tell you something. I stared at that message for an hour. Every rational part of my brain said no. Said block her and move on. Said nothing good could come from reopening that door. But curiosity won. Okay. Coffee. Public place. We met at a cafe downtown. Somewhere we'd never been together. Neutral ground. She looked different. Thinner. Pale. Hair shorter. But her eyes were the same. Thanks for meeting me, she said. What did you need to tell me? She took a breath. I'm sorry. For everything. For David. For lying. For destroying what we had. You deserved better. Okay. Okay. That's it. What do you want me to say, Jess? I appreciate the apology. But it doesn't change anything. I know. She folded her hands on the table. I just needed you to hear it. Needed to say it to your face. We sat in silence for a moment. The GoFundMe, I said. Your sister posted about medical issues. Her face closed off. Yeah. Are you okay? I will be. Eventually. She didn't elaborate. I didn't push. David and I broke up, she said suddenly. In case you were wondering. I wasn't. Oh. She looked down. Right. Of course. But I'm sorry. Breakups suck. She laughed. Sharp and bitter. Karma, right? I blew up my marriage for him, and it lasted for months. That's not karma. That's just life being messy. You're being nice to me. Why are you being nice to me? Good question. Because I don't hate you, Jess. I'm angry about what happened. Hurt. But I don't hate you. You're not a monster. You're just a person who made mistakes. She started crying then. Quiet tears rolling down her face. I fucked up so bad. I had everything. A good man, a good marriage, a good life. And I threw it away because I got bored. Because I wanted excitement. Was it worth it? I asked. Not cruel. Genuinely curious. She shook her head. Not even a little bit. I miss you. Miss us. Miss feeling safe and loved and like I belonged somewhere. You felt all that and still chose to leave. I know. I'm an idiot. We talked for another hour. Not about getting back together. That ship had sailed and we both knew it. Just closure. Understanding. She told me about David. How he was exciting at first, but ultimately exhausting. How he needed constant validation and attention. How she realized too late that steady and reliable weren't boring. They were valuable. I told her about my dating attempts. The difficulty of trusting again. How therapy helped, but couldn't fix everything. When we left, she hugged me. I let her. I hope you find someone who deserves you, she said. Someone who appreciates what she has. I hope you figure out what makes you happy, I replied. For real this time. We went our separate ways. I never saw her again. Months later, Chris told me he heard through mutual friends that Jessica had moved to Portland. Started over. Found a job she loved. I hoped it was true. Hoped she found whatever she was looking for. As for me, I'm still in the house. Still working. Still dating occasionally. Still healing. Some days are harder than others. Some days I wake up and remember I'm divorced at 33 and wonder what I did wrong. Other days, I wake up and feel grateful. Grateful I dodged a bigger bullet. Grateful I didn't waste more years. Grateful I chose self-respect over desperation. The truth is, there's no clean ending to this story. No moment where everything makes sense or feels resolved. Jessica told me another man made her feel alive. I let her go, took the house, killed the honeymoon, deleted my past, and watched her new beginning crumble in real time. There's no satisfaction in that. No vindication. Just the quiet understanding that sometimes love isn't enough. That sometimes people choose wrong. That sometimes the fantasy is better than reality. And sometimes you have to let people make their mistakes and walk away clean. I don't regret the divorce. Don't regret refusing to compete for her attention. I regret the years. The memories now tainted. The future we planned that will never happen. But I don't regret choosing myself. That's not selfishness. That's survival. So here I am, 33, divorced, single, starting over. It's not the life I planned, but it's mine. And that's enough. For now, that's enough.